Welcome to the only daily podcast focusing on compliance news of the day. Each morning, start your day with a cup of coffee and Tom Fox, the voice of compliance, to hear about 4 of the top compliance, corruption, or leadership stories you will need to start your day. The Daily Compliance News is a production of the Compliance Podcast Network.
The Daily Compliance News for May 8, 2025, the $1 million for a pardon edition. We begin with that story from Bloomberg, which reports that lawyers are quoting $1 million in fees to get pardons from Trump. The story is, of course, about the former founder of Nikola, Trevor Milton, who got a full pardon from Donald Trump for his fraud conviction. And it goes on to talk about the pardons and clemency being granted by President Trump. Others say the cost is well north of $1 million to put cases together and get them in front of the president. Not clear how much money you have to donate to either the Republican Party or buy stock in any of Trump's companies to get you there. So, can you get a pardon? You bet. It's just going to cost you some money. Next up from the Wall Street Journal, 1MDB continues to be in the news as Tim Leissner, the former Goldman Sachs partner who pled guilty for his role in the 1MDB scandal, Malaysia is seeking to extradite him to Malaysia. He has never been sentenced for his crimes. The sentencing has been delayed, I believe, 10 times now. And Malaysia wants to talk to him to try to see if they can get more monies returned. And interesting, Malaysia wants to renegotiate the deal with Goldman Sachs. Goldman believes that they have a full and final settlement directly with the government of Malaysia, but Malaysia wants to reopen the deal. Leissner was Goldman Sachs' top banker on the fund and forged a close relationship with J. Lo, the fugitive financier who has never been brought to justice. Leissner cannot leave the United States until he is sentenced, and if he is sent back to Germany for any reason, which is his home country, Malaysia does not have an extradition treaty with him. Next up from Reuters, it reports that Australian regulator has launched a further crackdown on Macquarie Bank after compliance failures. The Australian Securities and Investment Commission imposed additional conditions on the Australian financial services license of the bank for the bank's compliance shortcomings, some of which have been not changed or not met literally for a decade. So they are going to be looking at Macquarie Bank and looking at potential new issues. Additional story comes to us, or final story, I should say, comes to us from Reuters, which reports that United Health Group was sued on Wednesday for allegedly concealing how backlash from the killing of a top executive has damaged its business, causing its stock to nosedive in 2025. In the proposed class action, shareholders say the insurer defrauded them after the December 4th shooting by shifting away from strategies that led to higher than average claim denials. In other words, the insurer was engaging in dodgy conduct, and now they can't do that because of the fallout from the shooting. The defendant, Luigi Mangione, has pled not guilty in his criminal murder case against the executive, and United Health continues to feel the fallout from the assassination of its CEO.
The Daily Compliance News is a production of the Compliance Podcast Network and a proud member of C-Suite Radio. Thanks so much for listening. I hope you'll join me again tomorrow.